What are you doing?
I just made a whole mess.
Oh no, are you making cocoa?
Yes.
Ah, that's okay. Oh, hey, you know what that reminds me of?
Making hot cocoa.
Yes, making hot cocoa. We've got to go make our hot cocoa drawing.
Wait, what?
Yeah, grab your cup. Come on. To the art room.
Okay. We have joy in our mind. We have joy in our heart. We're gonna keep a joyful spirit as we make art.
All right, so let's do our cup of hot cocoa. I have my cup here to work from. If you have the Winter Wonderland art box, you do have a piece of graphite paper. You want to show them the graphite paper? And you do have a template that you can trace onto you. E's going to show you how we do that.
And it's fluffy.
Light colored side up, dark side goes on top of your paper. Okay, and then wherever you want your cup to be is where you're going to place it. All right, so she's going to use this to transfer this template image onto her drawing paper. You might want to straighten that up a little bit. A pen, a pencil, whatever you want to. And what she's going to do is just trace over every single line. Now, while she's tracing her template, I am going to show you how to freehand this. I've got my pencil so that I can lightly sketch out if you want to freehand your cup. So when I'm freehanding my cup, I like to start with the top, which is kind of like a circular shape. It's kind of like a squatty oval. Anywhere, wherever you want the top of your cup to be on your paper, and as big as you want it. I'm gonna do mine a little smaller, I think, than the template. All right, so this is actually gonna be the inside of my cup, I think. No, it's gonna be the outside. All right, now I wanna draw my inside rim, so I'm gonna come right here, and I'm gonna arch up and follow that curve, just leaving a little bit of space. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to come down on my outside, and these are all curved lines that I'm using. And I think this one, again, I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller. This cup's come in all different shapes and sizes, right? All right, very nice. Let's give it a little plate to sit on. So we're going to start towards the bottom of our cup, curve out, almost like you're trying to write the letter C. All right, we're gonna come and we're gonna curve our letter C, come across straight, and then curve back up. And we're gonna do that one more time, curving into the bottom of the cup. Now my cup is sitting in its saucer. Gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do a backwards C on our handle. We do that twice so that we have that three-dimensional look. Let's give our cocoa some marshmallows. Think of these as squares that are not finished because they're floating in the cocoa. And you can do as many as you want. Do you trace everything? Okay, hold on just a second. All right, and then I'm just gonna give myself some guidelines for my steam. All right. Now, my cup needs to be sitting on a table, so let's give it kind of a background line. And I like to make a frame to work inside of because it just feels a little more complete. There we go. All right, you want to take yours off so we can see it? Very nice. Good job. All right, so take your pencil if you want and make your frame. Can't use that one, there's no color on that one.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get to coloring in with our pastels. Now, we're gonna use color theory to add a little bit of shading. So this is gonna sound a little weird, but whatever color you wanna do, you wanna use the complement of that color. So if you imagine the color wheel, let's say the complement on the color wheel, you have blue, And the complement of blue is what? Orange, I think.
Yeah, orange.
Is orange. Okay. So you have orange, you have yellow. That's not a great yellow, but you get the idea. What's the complement of yellow? Do you remember?
Purple.
Purple. I'm coloring over my color wheel. Look at that. All right, and then you have red. And do you remember what the complement of red is?
Green.
Green. Okay, so we're gonna.
I thought that was the complementary color of pink.
Well, you're getting into shades when you start talking about pinks and things like that. But these are just your basics. So if you're wanting a purple mug, then your complement you're gonna work with first is yellow. If you're wanting a blue, your complement's gonna be an orange. If you want a green mug, your complement's red. That kind of thing. Okay.
I want a purple mug.
You want a purple mug. So what's your complement color?
Yellow.
It is yellow. It is yellow. So you want to start with yellow. Okay, I'm gonna do a blue one, so I'm gonna start with orange. Now, what we're using our complement color for is the shading. We're actually gonna shade and add some shadow. So if my light source, let's say, is kind of right coming down, because let's say it's inside, right? We're inside, we're at the table, we're having a cup of cocoa. So our light source would be coming down, which means our shadow would be at the bottom of our mug. So that's where we're gonna hang out to give our curve effect. Take your pastel, and we're using the small side of it and just very lightly kind of exiting that curve. And I'm gonna let it curve on both sides. See how we're curving in like we're trying to draw a beard on it. Remember, these are pastels, so keep your hand up and off the paper or it will smear. Very nice. Okay. And then I'm also gonna give it a little bit right here at the top. I'm gonna create a little bit of a lip on my mug. Not much, just a little bit. Anywhere that it would be, there would be a little bit of a shadow. So like under your plate even, if you wanted to. Just a little accent line. Down here on the handle, using the pointy edge, giving it just a little bit. There we go. Now, I'm happy with that. I can see it. I think that's all the shadowing effect I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna put my complement back and I'm gonna pick my color.
Can you give me some purple?
Hand your purple. Okay. You want this one? Okay. I'm gonna use this blue. My favorite color blue. Okay. Yeah, it'll ride on your hand. All right. So I'm gonna take my blue, and now I'm going to use my small straight edge kind of piece, and I am going to trace over
your line.
My lines that I've already drawn. Whoopsie daisy, I missed that one. I like whoopsie daisy. That's such a cute phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, and then I'm gonna come up in here and I am tracing over every line that I've already done on my cup to help get the color on there.
But you can trace it however you want.
As long as you get all your lines. I want my plate to match my cup, so I'm also gonna trace those lines.
I'm kind of wonky with this.
Kind of wonky, like a wonky donkey? Okay. Once you have the lines traced, now we're gonna use this longer edge right here in our pinch method to color it in. This is how we're gonna color it in with our pastel. There's all kinds of techniques, and I like to go in my curve and kind of follow the cup because that's gonna help create that dimensional effect.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
Look how pretty that is.
Now I'm not getting every single mite. You see there, I'm leaving this part kind of light right there in the middle where it would be a little bit lighter. That's intentional. We want it to be like that. Same thing on the handle. At the top, I'm leaving a little bit of a white spot.
Like this?
Mm-hmm.
This is so pretty now. It's almost looking like a brownie. It's like a brownie.
Yep. You might need to put a little bit more purple, a little heavier on top of, not quite so heavy, just a little bit heavier on top of where your yellow is.
Like this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
That's actually really pretty.
That is pretty. All right. So then with your purple, you come in right here and do you a couple of lines.
Like this?
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, if you don't like getting your hands messy, you can use a paper towel for this part. I like to use my fingers because your fingers have oils and the oil helps it blend and move across your paper. So we're gonna take our fingers and we're gonna follow that same curvy pattern and we're gonna start blending. Try to stay inside your guidelines that you created. Oh, look how nice that is. Nice and shadowy. And I'm even gonna pull the color up into those white spots that we created. Okay, and up along the handle. All right, I want a little bit more color here, so I'm picking up my pastel and putting a little bit more in here.
Ta-da! I know, we're not done. We're not done. Okay, we're not done. We're not
All right,
done.
don't forget to do your back part of your cup. And a little bit on this saucer, but not quite as much as I did on my cup. Just because I want it to be a real good distinction between the two. Now,
Pretty.
very pretty. I am going to put that blue back. I'm going to pick a lighter shade in the same color family. There's your lavender.
Ooh, I like lavender. It's pretty.
And I'm just using this to go back in and add a little bit more movement to my paper. So I'm following that same pattern that I just did, but I'm just doing it again with a lighter one. And do you see how where we did the complementary color is creating a natural shadow? And keeping it lighter in the middle, lighter on the top.
Ah, the pencil is getting pastel.
It's getting pastel-y.
And I'm done.
Very
Ooh, we're
nice.
gonna do that in the middle part.
Hey, you need to go over your yellow a little bit with your purple. All right. There we go.
I think
Alright.
I added a little too much.
Can I help you?
Yellow.
Here, use this one. No, you didn't add too much. You're just not going over it heavy enough. Sometimes you have to go back over it with your darker.
You're a good teacher.
Thanks, hon. So are you.
Wait, what?
Yep, look at there. Look at there. Look at there. There's your shadow. It's there.
It's good.
All right.
There, there.
Now we're going to color in our cocoa, which, you know, or whatever drink you want to put in yours. I'm going to use brown because I'm going to make cocoa. Just be sure to use your edge. And if you don't have an edge on yours, if your pastels look like ours and you use them a lot, you can always get on a scratch piece of paper and create an edge by just coloring until you have it to the point you want. But trace around your marshmallows because we don't want our marshmallows to disappear.
I'm gonna use this brown.
And you can actually treat this almost like you would treat a color crayon. Make it nice and heavy. Yeah. And you know, my art rule is nothing in life is ever just one color. So I'm gonna take another shade and blend it in. Just make some lines in the cocoa cup. There we go. Super fun.
Oh, can I check and see who that is?
It was Daddy.
No, like, who's your name?
It was Daddy.
Daddy Jordan?
Yeah. All right, before we move on, I'm gonna take my blender tool, wipe it on my scratch paper, make sure it's clear. And then I'm gonna start in my cocoa and I'm gonna be blending all of that brown together.
I don't care if it's so nails on it.
I like to make it swirly. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing after I clean the brown off. And then I'm gonna use it to tighten up these lines that we blended earlier on our cup. Come around with our lip. Look at there, look at there, look at there. All right, the other cool thing you can do with your blending tool is use it to help accent those curves and highlights. Because this particular blending tool is a white blending tool, so it will add a little bit of color to yours. And so I like to really go heavier in the places that I want it lighter and not quite as heavy in the shadows. Did you get yours like you wanted it?
Yes. Ta-da!
Okay.
Mine's a little bit bigger than yours. Just a little bit.
Mm. Well, I said I was making a smaller one than the template just to show a different perspective.
Ah, that's why it looks so little.
Okay, now we're gonna take our white. Here, you can use this one. I'll use one of these. All right, clean it off if it has any other colors on it. And let's go in and make our little marshmallows. And yes, I know this is white on white, but it will pick up some of the other color when you're coloring it, so it kind of gets some of that movement in there for you. Right. Now,
Ta-da!
yes, that looks great. Now, before we color in our smoke, let's color our background. This is our wall color, and it can be whatever color you want it to be. Okay? I think I am going to do a light yellow. So I'm going to take my yellow, make sure it's nice and clean. Okay? I'm going to lay it.
Ooh, I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
Blue.
that'll be pretty. Hang on. Make sure it's clean.
Oh, you said that earlier.
All right, and then we're gonna lay it so that this long edge is down. Just like that, we're gonna pinch and we're gonna just move it across our paper. Okay. Try to go around and inside kind of where your smoke lines are.
If you haven't used the template, because look, I fixed it then.
Make sure you get everywhere that you would see the wall. And because I want my background to kind of fade into the background, I don't want it to be super dominant. That's all we're gonna do. And then I'm gonna take my little fingers and I'm gonna blend my wall color. Okay, our video camera actually cut off, so I am going to show you real quick how we finished off our things. E has given me permission to do the smoke on, or the steam coming off of her cup of cocoa. So I'm gonna show you guys that. What we did, we started with our white and we're gonna use the end of it. We wanna color this pretty heavy, or you know, as dark as you want it to be. Totally up to you. You just color it in. And you can stop there. You can be done with just white. I like to add other colors to mine, so I usually take like a gray and just lightly stroke in a little bit of gray here. You could take a little bit of peach or soft yellow, just anything to give it a little bit more movement. But you're the artist, so you make that decision. And then blend it all back in, go back over all of those mixed in colors with your white, and then that's gonna blend it all together and just give it lots of fun movement. Now she's finished her background with a fun art table look. So she's actually copied the paper that we have on our table, and you can see all the different color lines in it. You can do your table however you want to. I did mine with a pattern. I'm going to show you how I did that using, well, actually, you know what? I will do it on our template right here. Okay, so that you can kind of get a good idea of it. So all I did, you pick your color, we're going to lay it down on its side just like that, and we're going to move at making angle lines. Okay, and I'm leaving a space between my lines. Do you see that? Okay. And of course our pretend drawing through our cup. Now I have my bold lines. Now I'm going to take my handy dandy little fingers or my paper towel, and I'm going to blend that. And what happens when you go into that space where you didn't put color, it pulls that color in and makes that lighter stripe. Just kind of a different way that you could do your table. Don't have to. You're the artist. I can't wait to see what you guys decide to do. Okay, last.
Don't forget to subscribe. You'll